Have you seen this video and thought, what is this guy on about?
What would you do if your arm got chopped off?
I would probably urinate on it and then definitely not panic and definitely not go to a hospital.
Well, this here is Gavin Mayo, and he's one of the many influencers that claim extreme meat diets are the best thing you can do for your body. Cute permed up Gavin here is also facing 20 years in prison for an NFT rug pull valued at roughly $22 million. On top of that, he's also facing 5 years from an anonymous stalking allegation. So question is this just one big loser trying to rage bait himself into some notoriety? Or does he and the many others like him truly believe what they're preaching? For Gavin Mayo here, I think he represents the former, while someone like Scotthalljr Jr. seems to actually believe in these extreme diets. But back to him in a second. So you read the title and might be asking, what even is high meat exactly? Well, for short, it's rotten meat that people are eating. But hey, at least the prep is easy. You go to your grocery store, grab a raw steak or whatever the fuck, you shove it in a jar, and you leave it on your countertop for days or even months on end. And people are actually delusional enough to believe that this is some secret solution to the world's problems. Why? Why would you do this? And that's especially when there's literally zero scientific evidence behind it. But why do they use the term high instead of rotten? Well, those who partake in the diet have reported high levels of euphoria after consumption. Like, for example, this Reddit thread titled, "My Experience with Fermented Meat." They state, high meat kind of gives you a feeling of euphoria, unity, and family. And even if it started to smell really putrid and bad, I'd eat it. A putrid smell does not mean that it has harmful bacteria, but harmful bacteria can do that too. Oh, amazing. Thanks. Let's come back to our friend Scotthalljr Jr. What's up with this guy? Well, Scott here was the one who introduced me to this in the first place. He follows what he calls a primal diet. I'll let him explain.
With primal, there's a lot of principles we have to follow. For example, we never have fruit in the first 6 hours of the day. We don't have milk close to meat, and there's a lot of specific rules we have to follow. If you're just eating raw meat, it doesn't mean you're primal. It just means you're raw animal based. And a lot of people confuse that.
Primal life was about scavenging and eating literally whatever you could find because you didn't have a choice. But like, dog, we live in the 21st century. Why are you limiting your food sources? Like, there's no way that actually makes you feel better. I have an open mind. I'll hear him out. Scott, I'm all ears.
Gavin said water's a scam. Did you see that clip?
It can actually dehydrate you.
Huh?
Because it has no nutrients to be absorbed into the cells with.
What?
If you have raw food, it's bound. It has the nutrients naturally in it. Water can actually flush out your minerals, dilute your digestive juices, and dehydrate you.
Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, a typical Scotthall video uses roughly the same structure. He's most likely sitting somewhere outside because, you know, he lives in a van. He burps open a jar. He takes a horrifically discolored piece of meat and slams it down like a champ. That or it's like raw chicken or some shit.
It's about a year old, and I'm gonna drink some of the liquid. If you can see that there's like dead maggots in there. Can you see them?
Actually, funny enough, he was also on that same podcast as Gavin Mayo was. The real highlight of that podcast episode is him talking about eating cow shit, because that's something he would do.
I've ate poop like 4 other times. Didn't have any effects. Like Audrina says, you have to have it immediately after the cow poop. So I'll go to a farm, ask the farmer if I can eat the cow poop. Sometimes they think I'm crazy.
You might be crazy, dude. I hate to say. Like, we have these fairly decent sized online influencers preaching this scientifically proven unhealthy diet to the many followers. Don't you guys have concerns as well? Like, am I crazy? Because when I went down this rabbit hole, I felt a little crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. Unless I'm crazy. New primal guy alert, new primal guy alert. I found this guy here named Rawprimaladventures. And he's just some other guy diving headfirst into parasitic salmonella hell. But yeah, on his Instagram, he would do this challenge every day where he would eat a jar of high meat. And he would be counting down as the days went.
Day 20 of the Rotten Meat Challenge. Tonight's special, deer heart that's been rotting on my countertop since Christmas.
And funny enough, that video there was the final one. Because 2 days after that, he would disappear for 11 weeks and then come back to declare that he was done with high meat videos. No! What? No! If you actually physically need a stomach of steel to go on a diet, then what's the point? Well, actually, that kind of describes going keto. Anyways, I'm going to save you from more of the brain rot that these guys have to offer. If you are interested in me going deeper in this specific topic, let me know down in the comments. Or in fact, let me know about any of the other insane diets out there. You know your boy would love to make a video on it. Anyways, like, subscribe, all that drivel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.